Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you shock, horror, the globalist of globalists, John Kerry, giving his answer to the mainstream media in regards to Biden's executive orders, which is acting like a bulldozer through democracy. You see, Joe Biden loves to give grandiose statements about the sanctity of democracy, all after what happened in November, but that's a different story. And at the same time, as soon as he takes office, he did 19 executive orders on his first day. The total now has exceeded 40 executive orders, more than anybody so far. Okay, he's just a wrecking ball through democracy. No debate. Just, here's the piece of paper. Here's the executive order. I'm signing it. You've lost your job. That's not democracy, okay? Now, this is about the energy workers. And this is John Kerry giving his answer about all these working class and middle class people losing their jobs. And we're gonna watch it, and then we're gonna go through it, because he is obviously giving all the globalist talking points that have been completely absent for the last 4 years. So let's get into this video now. But if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. That really helps me stay competitive and to grow this small channel, because commentary channels, independent YouTubers, are becoming isolated. So I need your help to share it and do that. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we'll listen to what John Kerry has to say as he speaks out of his front rear end, which is located on his face. And then after that, we'll watch again, and I will give you my points I want to make.
Watching you both right now, who will hear the message that the takeaway to them is that they are seeing an end to their livelihoods. What do you say to them, particularly those people who President Trump struck a chord with on the campaign trail when he promised to save their jobs? What is your message to them right now? And also to the oil industry executives who are listening, are you putting them on notice today?
Well, we didn't come here to put anybody on notice, except to the seriousness of President Biden's intent to do what needs to be done to deal with this crisis, and it is a crisis. With respect to those workers, no two people are more in this room are more concerned about it, and the President of the United States has expressed in every comment he has made about climate the need to grow the new jobs that pay better, that are cleaner. That, I mean, you look at the consequences of black lung for a miner, for instance, and measure that against the fastest growing job in the United States before COVID was solar power technician. The same people can do those jobs, but the choice of doing the solar power one now is a better choice. Similarly, you have the second fastest growing job pre-COVID was wind turbine technician. This is happening. 75%, 70% of all the electricity that's come online in the United States in the last few years came from renewables. Not, coal plants have been closing over the last 20 years. So what President Biden wants to do is make sure those folks have better choices, that they have alternatives, that they can be the people who go to work to make the solar panels. They were making them here at home. That is going to be a particular focus of the Build Back Better agenda. And I think that unfortunately workers have been fed a false narrative. No surprise, right? For the last few years, they've been fed the notion that somehow dealing with climate is coming at their expense. No, it's not. What's happening to them is happening because of other market forces already taking place. And what the financiers, the big banks, the asset managers, private investors, venture capital are all discovering is there's a lot of money to be made in the creation of these new jobs in these sectors. So whether it's green hydrogen that is going to come, whether it is geothermal heat, or whatever it's going to be, Those are jobs. The same worker who works in South Carolina today putting together a BMW, which happens to be made there, and is currently an internal combustion engine, can put together a car, but it's electric. So this is not a choice between having jobs, having good jobs, having the quality.
Okay, so now we're going to get my thoughts. We're going to go back, watch it again, and I'll stop it intermittently to give you my thoughts on what's happening, and just to cut through the projection and the BS that's coming out of this man's front rear end. I can't believe people voted for this. Really, you vote. I mean, I suppose you get what you vote for. Some people were just, you can't help them. There is a section of society you can't help. You know, it's just you have to choose your words carefully. But they're beyond. They don't know they've got a problem. So if they haven't got a problem, you can't help them. Anyway, let's go back and watch again.
Watching you both right now, who will hear the message that the takeaway to them is that they are seeing an end to their livelihoods. What do you say to them, particularly those people who President Trump struck a chord with on the campaign trail when he promised to save their jobs? What is your message to them right now? And also to the oil industry executives who are listening. Are you putting them on notice today?
Well, we didn't come here to put anybody on notice except to the seriousness of President Biden's intent to do what needs to be done to deal with this crisis, and it is a crisis. With respect to those...
And he's not talking about jobs. He's not talking about people's livelihoods. He's talking about climate change.
Workers, no two people are more, in this room, are more concerned about it, and the President of the United States has expressed in every comment he has made about climate the need to grow the new jobs that pay better, that are cleaner. That, I mean, you look at the consequences of black lung for a miner, for instance, and measure that against the fastest growing job in the United States before COVID was solar power technician.
You have to be a fool to believe that, okay? So he's saying solar power technician was the fastest growing job before Rona. Okay, so you have farm workers, you have production operatives, you have bricklayers, carpenters, etc., etc. But he wants you to believe that the job that most people were going into was, more than any other, was a solar power technician. That's not true. That is patently absurd. It's not just not true. It's absurd.
The same people can do those jobs, but the choice of doing the solar power one now is a better choice. And similarly, you have the second fastest growing job pre-COVID was wind turbine technician.
Again, this is rubbish, right? This is rubbish because they're saying that the first and second most popular jobs, fastest growing jobs, that people were going into pre-Rona was wind turbine technician and solar power technician. That is patently rubbish. Patently rubbish. I bet any of you know a bricklayer. You know a carpenter. You know a computer technician. You know a doctor or a nurse. You know a barista or a customer services agent. I'm sure there might be one or two of you out there who know a solar power technician. But do all of you know a solar power technician and a wind turbine technician? I doubt it. I doubt it. Do you know why? Because they are not the fastest growing jobs out there. On the contrary, another thing he says about how that they're better paying jobs. Well, where's the money coming from this? Because the energy market, you produce energy and then you sell it. The sale of that energy then goes back into paying your employees and maintaining the plants. Okay? With wind, it takes so many very inefficient wind turbines to produce power for one small town. To power New York, you would have to cross field after field, meadow after meadow. There would be an endless stream of wind turbines. So you're going to pay these people 100 grand a year. You could pay them $100,000 a day, a month. It wouldn't matter. Because living expenses for New York would then be so extortionate. The price of energy would be so extortionate that you can sit here and say you'd pay them $1 million a month. It wouldn't matter. They wouldn't have enough energy. They wouldn't have enough money, to live. No, then nobody would. And why is it only the West that is obsessed with this? Why isn't the East obsessed with this? China and Biden and Hunter love China. They love China a lot. He's compromised. They both are by China. You know that. I know that. Why isn't their favourite country in the whole world so interested in this? They open a new coal-fired power plant all the time. India does the same. The countries around Oceania, that's just north of Australia, those South Asian countries, Indonesia and the like, are the biggest polluters of oceanic plastics. They dump plastics by the metric ton into the ocean. Nobody bats an eyelid. Nobody says anything to them. But if you're an American or a Brit and you drop one tin can, a Coca-Cola can, a bottle of Coke, a bottle of Fanta, you're a criminal.
This is happening. 75%, 70% of all the electricity that's come online in the United States in the last few years came from renewables.
That's true, because all of the old power plants were built a long time ago and they've stood the test of time. That doesn't mean, just because they're new, doesn't mean they're good. Just because they're new doesn't mean they're going to benefit anyone. They build wind turbines here where I live all the time. And as a result, energy prices are higher now than they've ever been.
Coal plants have been closing over the last 20 years. So what President Biden wants to do is make sure those folks have better choices, that they have alternatives, that they can be the people who go to work to make the solar panels. They were making them here at home. That is going to be a particular focus of the Build Back Better agenda.
This Build Back Better stuff, this malarkey, that is a globalist slogan. You do know that. If you are very up to date with current affairs and very switched on, you will have noticed that both the United Nations use that slogan, and they're not afraid to use it, by the way. That's where it originally started. And numerous other world leaders also use it, including my very own Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who is a travesty of a conservative. Like all the British conservatives in the Conservative Party, or what's meant to be the Conservative Party, are in an existential crisis because they are having to keep up a charade where they try to maintain a conservative front, a nationalist front to the conservative electorate, and there are a lot of lemmings, a lot of sheep here in Britain, whilst at the same time behind their back pushing the globalist, the left-wing agenda.
And I think that unfortunately workers have been fed a false narrative. No surprise, right, for the last few years.
This is the projection. So he is now has been giving a false narrative through the mainstream media to the people. And now here comes the projection.
They've been fed the notion that somehow dealing with climate is coming at their expense. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because, one, it's only the West doing this. If this was such an existential threat, why aren't everyone else doing it? Why are the West the fool guys? Why have we willingly allowed ourselves to be the patsies of the globalist world, the world they want to build, the world they want to destroy? We've willingly set ourselves up to be the patsies.
What's happening to them is happening because of other market forces already taking place. And what the financiers, the big banks, the asset managers, private investors, venture capital are all discovering is there's a...
Those things that he just reeled off, they are all his backers. They are all the Democrats' backers. They are these dark money people who got Biden to where he is. Biden, of course, and the Biden administration are globalists to the core, so that shouldn't surprise anyone.
There's a lot of money to be made in the creation of these new jobs in these sectors.
Yes, there is a lot of money to be made, isn't there? Very, that's a Freudian slip of yours, isn't it? Although you probably don't realise you've just made a Freudian slip. Yes, there is a lot of money to be made by all of those people you just reeled off. The big banks, all of these lobbyists and special interest groups, and of course you. Because you will put yourself at the top of a government contract where billions of dollars of taxpayer money gets just heaved at a shell company. You, of course, will skim off the top. Just like, this is what the globalist politicians do. This is what the swamp politicians do. Have you ever wondered why they were so absurdly determined to stop Donald Trump? Have you ever wondered why? When Donald Trump did nothing wrong to you, they felt aggrieved. They felt attacked by Donald Trump. Why? Because he was stopping them skimming off the top. They went 4 years without being able to live the high life. Think about how angry these globalist politicians must be.
So whether it's green hydrogen that is going to come, whether it is geothermal heat, or whatever it's going to be, those are jobs. The same worker who works in South Carolina today putting together a BMW, which happens to be made there, and is currently an internal combustion engine, can put together a car, but it's electric.
This man cannot be this stupid. I'll tell you why. Because if all of the world's BMWs, or we'll stick to the United States, if all of the United States BMWs are electric, these electric cars need to be powered up. Okay, great. The technology to charge the batteries is expanding fast. Brilliant. Okay, so let's charge up our BMWs. And it's not just BMWs. Every car is going to be electric by 2040, 2050. Okay, so let's charge up all of the cars. Everyone wants to go to work. They all charge their cars up overnight. Fast charging. Some of them can charge it in as little as an hour or less. Okay, brilliant. I'm totally on board with that. Only problem is, when you have an electric grid made up of solar powers and wind turbines, what if you will find yourself, which you often do, how many times have you been outside at night, lovely summer's night, there's not a breeze in the air, and of course it's dark, and everyone's charging their cars. You're going to have catastrophic power outages. You won't be able to go to the countryside because there wouldn't be any countryside. To power, for example, here in London, to power London, almost the entirety of the southern English countryside, the beautiful English countryside, it's going to have to go. And now I can't imagine how you would power all of the closely fitted New England countries. The closely fitting New England cities that are all densely packed together. I'm sure you've seen nighttime satellite images of northeast United States. New York, you've got, in a relatively close area, you've got New York, you've got Boston, you've got the New Jersey state, and I'm not sure if it's New Jersey City it's called, but all of these very high density urban areas, very close together, and you're going to power that on wind. And then everyone's going to plug their cars in. And that's before you get to the fact of everyone wants to run their houses at night. Unbelievably naive. In fact, you could say it's probably not naive. I think they know what they're doing. I think there are forces out there that want a crash. They want it to crash. That's what I think. Not only is there a lot of money to be made, but they want it to crash. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. That'll help me stay competitive with the likes of CNN, MSNBC, and the like. If you haven't yet, please share this video around, because we are isolated here. It's hard to grow, it's hard to get a new audience, so I could really do with your help to do that. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.